The moment Mia whispered those words, I can't hold it in anymore. I'm coming out. We were sitting alone in the back booth of Benny's Diner, the kind of place where the coffee never tastes great, but the comfort somehow does. And the way her voice cracked. I knew this wasn't just another one of her dramatic announcements. This was something that had been pressing on her chest so long she'd finally run out of space to breathe. I leaned forward. Mia, whatever it is, it stays with me. This will be our little secret. She tried to smile, but her eyes betrayed her, tired, scared, and heavier than I'd ever seen them. That was the moment everything truly began. The weight she carried. Mia and I had been friends since freshman year of college. If sunshine were a person, it would have been her. The type who made strangers feel like old friends, who listened without judgment, who gave without keeping score. But for the past few months, I'd seen a shift. The sunshine dimmed. She laughed a little softer. Smiled a little less. Checked over her shoulder like the world might suddenly collapse behind her. I've been hiding something, she said, her fingers fidgeting with the edge of a napkin. From everyone. My family. My co-workers. Even myself. Her shoulders trembled as she inhaled. And then quickly exhaled like she was afraid she'd lose courage if she waited any longer. I'm gay, she said. And I can't pretend anymore. Her eyes dropped, as if expecting disappointment. But I didn't say anything, not at first. Because the moment deserved more than quick words. It deserved presence. And then, slowly, I reached across the small diner table and placed my hand on hers. Mia, I said, my voice steadier than I felt, you don't ever have to hide who you are with me. She swallowed hard. You're not shocked. Shocked? I snorted softly. Mia, please. I've seen the way you get nervous around pretty girls. Her face flushed crimson, and for the first time in weeks, she laughed. Really laughed. But the relief lasted only a few seconds before her expression folded again. My parents won't accept it, she whispered. I know they won't. They barely accept me now. And my brother, he's already told me what he thinks of people like me. Her voice faded. I squeezed her hand. You're still you. And they're lucky to have you, even if they haven't realized it yet. She wiped a tear. You're the first person I've told. And the only person I'm not terrified to lose. The moment everything shifted. After we left the diner, I walked her home. The night was cold, quiet, and wrapped in that strange stillness that makes everything feel more fragile. As we reached her apartment door, she hesitated. Can you stay for a minute? She asked. Inside, the lights were low. Her living room was filled with soft colors, pastel pillows, warm fairy lights, books stacked in uneven towers. It felt safe. It felt like her. She sat on the couch and stared at the floor. There's something else, she whispered. Something I've never said out loud. I waited. I'm not just scared they won't accept me. I'm scared I won't survive it if they don't. The words knocked the air out of me. This wasn't about identity anymore. This was about survival. Emotionally. Mentally. Spiritually. Without thinking, I sat beside her and wrapped my arms around her. She didn't just cry, she collapsed, like someone who had been carrying the entire world and finally let go for a second. You're not alone, I said softly. You won't ever be alone. And for the first time, she let herself believe it. The twist. Over the next few weeks, Mia and I navigated everything together. We practiced the words she might use with her parents. We wrote letters she might never send. We talked about fear and faith and identity and hope at 2 a.m. And sometimes we just watched movies while she fell asleep on my shoulder because her brain was too exhausted for anything else. But the twist came unexpectedly, on a quiet Sunday afternoon. Her mother called. Not to question her. Not to criticize her. Not to shame her. But to say 3 simple words. I miss you. Mia stared at her phone long after the call ended, eyes wide, lips trembling. What if this is a chance, she whispered. A chance for understanding. A chance for honesty. A chance for something new. She looked at me, terrified but hopeful. Should I tell them? I nodded. Only if you're ready. But if you are. I'm right here. The climax, the act of courage. Mia invited her family over that evening. I waited in the hallway outside her apartment because she said she needed to do this first part alone. But I stayed close enough that she could open the door and find me the second she needed me. An hour passed. Then 2. Then 3. I was about to knock when the door opened. Mia stood there, eyes swollen, hair a mess, hands shaking. But she was smiling. They didn't understand, she whispered. They didn't know what to say. They cried. I cried. It was messy, really messy. She took a deep breath, and her voice steadied. But they didn't walk away. They didn't erase me. They didn't hate me. A tear rolled down her cheek. They said they needed time. But they still love me. Then she broke into the softest, most fragile smile I'd ever seen. And I realized something. I needed time too. Time to love myself. The ending, a light restored. We walked to the apartment roof after her family left. The night sky stretched endlessly above us, and the city lights glittered like scattered hope. I thought coming out would break me, she said. But it didn't. She turned to me. It saved me. I nudged her shoulder. Then here's to the first day of the rest of your life. She laughed with that sunshine in human form sound I had missed so much. And as we stood there, staring out at a world that suddenly felt bigger and more possible, she whispered. Thank you for being my safe place. I smiled. Always. Because in the end, kindness doesn't just save the person receiving it. It saves the person giving it too. And that night, we realized something simple, beautiful, and universal. No one should ever have to hide who they are. And everyone deserves at least one person who says, "This will be our little secret." Until you're ready to share it with the world.